Welcome to Seven Dooms for Sandpoint, Chapter 4, Footprints on the Roof, Episode 49. And before we get into the game, I need to call out this because it's always worth noting. We have another domain die there for you for Tamiko's resubbing 87 months. Tamiko is the reigning champion for longest subscriber.
Early adopter, let's go.
At 87 months. Incredible.
So many months.
And because I'm the dungeon master, or the game master, and I reserve the right to do what I want through DM fiat.
Don't like where this is going. Baron is incredulous. I can tell. He's muted, but...
You know, I was complaining about how I've only got...
TPK immediately.
I've only got 10 domain dice. And I always give players gifts on their birthdays, or I try to. So I think what I'm going to do...
How dare you?
Is I'm going to give you all 5 domain dice for free as a celebration of my birthday.
He's a benevolent god. Thank you, Jake.
Because you're going to need them. You're going to need them.
Okay. All right. Wow.
They come with a warning label.
Okay. It's like those potions you gave us. You have to write down that they're quirky.
This is a bomb.
Yeah.
I've been handed a bomb.
They have fizz in them, and something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that would make an amazing timer.
They've all been roofied.
That'd make an amazing timer in a game to have like a fuse that goes all the way around the screen, and it's set for as a real world timer. Like it takes like 10 minutes or something. The whole game, the fuse is just going.
That would not be fun.
I think it would be great.
Ticking.
I think Cari and I have a trauma bond now over your in-game timers.
Yeah, we sometimes unkind things are said when you set a real-world timer, and we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. What are
you gonna do when the next game, one of the games coming up, relies on clocks?
It's not. That's not the same thing. Clocks are rounds in that game. That's fine.
Well, beyond that, though, there is another game that uses different levels of clocks. I digress. We're here for this game.
Here we go.
Who would like to bring us up to speed for how you guys got where you are now? Basically, recap.
My God. I would have been more prepared. Let's see. So we defeated Esmerelli. And then we went back out to try to, further explore the pit. And then we got attacked by a bunch of spiders. And they almost fucking killed me. And who else got pretty good? Or was it just me? And Lumi got pretty hurt by the spiders as well, because she and I were in the front. And once again, we almost got fucking taken out, and we retreated once again back to the pillowy shrine room, where we kind of debriefed and licked our wounds once again. And that's kind of it. That's like
you forgot it between Esmerelli being defeated and getting almost got by spiders. You did leave out an important thing that happened.
I saw a vision. What's that?
Tail bonding.
What? Oh God, Jesus, yes. Oh my God, there was the big not the Sandpoint devil, but like a big guy who was very insulted that we thought he was the Sandpoint devil, right? And
I misspelled it somewhere.
Shantak.
Shantak. And Lumi was able to kind of sweet talk the Shantak. And we managed to make it past him.
Yeah, tail bonding.
I really shouldn't do it like that. They did. Yeah, no. no, they didn't tail bond like that. So yeah,
This isn't Avatar.
they did have like a language somehow, just a simpatico between them, and yeah.
What I
we
meant
were able
was
to make
you
it
left
past
out
them.
the bit about what happened to your 5th party member.
That was that was the session before.
Oh, you
I
got
thought
over
you
it
meant the
quick.
last session. No, listen. Okay, we're still okay. Yeah, trauma. Icselo's gone. We don't know what's happened.
Okay.
But yeah,
Hold on,
I
I've got this.
saw
I've got
visions
this.
of the. Go ahead.
So, what is it? Inside a secret room, we found a special crystal that was filled with the sparkling
Ghosts.
spirits of many ancient ghosts.
Ghost crystal.
And the crystal imbued upon Icselo and Velynia visions of all of the dooms. The first of which being toast, which is great. But after the visions passed, that motherfucker split in half.
Yeah.
All of the freaking ghosty motes like swirled around. Icselo covered Velynia, and when the swirling of the things stopped and they all dissipated out into the hallway, Icselo was gone.
Yes. And Velynia is still having a hard time, not with Icselo being gone so much, but more with the visions that they saw when the ghost crystals snapped apart. Also with Icselo being gone, but like, you know.
And the audience has an idea, a suggestion, if you will, of where Icselo is, but we've no idea.
Oh, does the audience have a suggestion?
Yes.
I have not heard this. Okay.
Okay. So what is it? Millie went up and asked Menargle to keep an eye out for Icselo because we fucking lost him again.
Oh my god.
And
right.
she's like, absolutely, I will. Millie turned around. She's like, wink, tapping on this spooky lantern she's got under her altar, and she took it and she left. And the implication. The implication is that Icselo was trapped in the lantern.
Like Tinkerbell.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Great. She has me again.
Yeah, right.
Everybody roll me a d20, please.
Okay. A
Right.
7. Whoa.
7, a 6, a 15, an 18, and
Like the opposite of a bell
an
curve,
11.
except for Baron.
Vi, please choose high or low.
I choose high because reasons.
Okay. Millie. As you rest, seeking the much needed sleep and recovery, and for the first time taking the time to rest in the depths of the pit, you have every reason to believe you are reasonably secure in this space. You've barred the door, you've barred the secret door, the teleportation circles are inactive, and though grotesque imagery in the painted murals and the large effigy of the Sandpoint devil looms over, a fire was built in the corner of the room to keep you all warm and provide comfort among the pillows and mats and things you found. In your sleep, though, your dreams are restless. Your dreams find their way to your mind in the form of your children, Monty and Maddie. in the context of the dream, it's one of those dreams that, because you're so tired, it's ambiguous. It doesn't, in the waking world, if you try to make sense of it, find context for it, it doesn't really work. There's a lot of almost vignettes, if you will, where you see an area completely shrouded in shadow, and then sort of almost like you're peering through a steamed up window. You see a scene, and in every scene, whenever you try to speak to one of your children, you find that you have no voice. If you try to pound on the windows, no sound is made. But every time you see your children, they are deep in sleep. Sometimes slumped over at a table. Sometimes collapsed mid-task making a meal. Laying on the floor, salad bowl overturned, greens and other vegetables skewed, a knife dangerously close to their face, where they are simply sleeping. What, if anything, would you try to do in these dreams?
I imagine seeing her children lying there in various states and vulnerable. Of course, Millie's shouting, but there's no voice. And she's going to be like grabbing things around the room, off of her belt, whatever, trying to smash through whatever this glass, whatever this barrier is. So there's a lot of soundless pounding happening as Millie's frantically trying to get to her children.
Make a will save.
Alrighty. That's going to be a 24.
Describe how, within the dream world, you are able to break through, and which child it is that you are able to break through to.
I think it's probably going to be Maddie, since she's the one that Millie received the letter from. So that's probably the child that's freshest in the most forefront of her mind. But she's pounding on the glass and she's not able to get through. And I think what she ends up doing is she reaches into her pocket and she pulls out the clockwork key that Menargle gave her, and she holds it between her fingers like you're freaking walking back to your car after you leave the bar, and, and she smashes her fist through the glass, and something about that key actually breaks through.
As the glass shatters, all of the fragments of glass in that dreamlike scenario move, floating as if in not compelled by gravity. And as they spin and rotate, each of them looks like a shard of a stained glass window. In some of them, you see stained glass depictions of adventures you've had with this group already. In some of them, you see fiery images of the Sandpoint devil. In others, you see imagery of the children cowering in the corner of the white deer. You see the cultists, the devil's disciples. You see an image shattered in multiple pieces, but those pieces of glass, before they separate too far, you see a shattered version, stained glass version of Icselo. His shield beginning to spin off this way, an arm this way, his legs going in opposite directions, and his head rotating around to look at that scene of the children, one of whom is his daughter Lyra. But you can't help but notice in that depiction as these pieces of glass are tumbling. All of these different Sandpoint devil disciples, they form a circle around Icselo, depicted in stained glass. And then suddenly, all the glass just drops to the ground, and you charge through, running toward Maddie. And just as you reach her, I want you to make a reflex save.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no, indeed.
There was a movie. There was a movie in the early 2000s with Julianne Moore.
What movie
18.
from the early 2000s didn't have her in it?
No, it was. Oh, it wasn't Taken.
Frowns and Big Lebowski.
No, it was. It was. Her kid had gone missing, and she was trying to find out what happened, and anyway, as the further it went, it was people would get grabbed, and they would literally be talking to you, and suddenly they just got pulled up into the atmosphere. That's what happens to your daughter just as you reach her. She's suddenly just yanked away from you.
And those old lady reflexes didn't stand a chance trying to get her.
Not at all. And that is where you are left in this this dream world, as we are going to go to Lumi next. Lumi, how often do you dream in Thessalonian?
Sometimes happens when she's poring over some ancient tome. She's doing some translations, and the candle in the night grows shorter and shorter and shorter. And by the time it's snuffed out, we see a sleeping Lumi, her head asleep on her parchment and books, having fallen asleep doing whatever she's doing. And in those times when she's been fully engrossed in whatever she's reading and studying, in those moments her dreams will be a gobbledygook of strange Thessalonian runes and what she imagines to be the speech of it flashing before her eyes and being done to her. And it's in those moments where she's been poring over something so intensely that this happens.
You're dreaming in Thessalonian now. The people around you, moving around you, are speaking in Thessalonian. You see the lost coast, but not as it is today. You don't see the Sandpoint of today. You see the world as it was over 10,000 years ago. Or more precisely, you see the world as it was 10,000, not more than, but 10,000 years ago. 10,695 years ago.
It's very specific.
It is very specific because it's the day the world changed. You see, as you stand at the base of what could be mistaken as an ancient lighthouse. In fact, in Sandpoint today, it's called the Old Light. But you know, in this dream, from your own research, you know that you stand at the base of the Hellstorm Focus. But even this grand feat of architecture, as much of the Thessalonian architecture of 10,000 years ago was, it is impressive. It's large in scale. Some of which today, there are places where these Thessalonian runes still stand in their ancient glory. But you realize as you look up that it's short-lived. Because you see the giant star that is careening toward the planet. What are you doing? What are you thinking and doing in this moment, in this dream, as you see the inevitable end approaching?
She is in awe, taking in the scene around her. The architecture, the weather, the colors. And she would be probably a bit enraptured by seeing the great meteor coming down. To be able to witness this, it's exactly as she imagined it to be. And I think just like part of her knows that she's dreaming, that this can't be real. So in that little brief moment of lucidity, she can do nothing but just stand in awe of the sublime sight she's witnessing.
I would like you to make a perception check.
$27.
Something unique is happening to you in this dream as this star begins to grow brighter. It is beginning to outshine the sun. You suddenly become aware of several places around Golarion where pieces of stars have fallen before. You have a sense of meteorites that have fallen for generations. But it's like in your mind, as if you can visualize suddenly zooming up to view a high view of Golarion and just pinpoints of light all over the land where things from beyond Golarion's atmosphere have crashed into the planet. And you know that one of these that fell 1,000 years earlier is just outside of town, deep below the Devil's Platter, in a hole in the ground called the Pit. Even 10,645 years ago, or whatever I said, it was still known as the Pit. You know that it had a different purpose back then. You know that it was largely associated with somebody else, and that the Rune Lords were involved, but that's overshadowed because you know that somewhere nearby lies a piece of sky metal, polished to an obsidian sheen. And you hear in your dream, and it seems to, as this light gets brighter, it seems to reach out beyond your dream into your conscious mind. Find me, child of the star. And you see an image in your mind, almost silhouetted against this increasing brightness, of Monarch, the Star Knife. And then suddenly everything flares brilliantly white, and you know that Starfall has happened. but those words linger in your mind as you move towards wakefulness. Find me, child of the star. Let's see who was next.
Kaeryn was next.
15.
I looked. It was Baron, and then me, and then who has it gone? Kaeryn.
Icselo. You do not know when or where you are. You still feel, for a moment, in your hand. There was... Maybe it was real, maybe it was imagined. As you approached the massive crystal swirling with spirits inside, either you reached out and grabbed Velynia, or Velynia grabbed your hand. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, but you feel the pressure of a hand in your own hand. And then it shifts to a very familiar feeling of a smaller hand in your hand. The hand of Lyra. And as you attempt to squeeze that hand to hold on tight, your hand closes on emptiness. And it's more than just emptiness. It's incorporealness. You can feel your hands. You can feel your legs. You feel as though they're moving, but you can't see anything in front of you. You seem to be caught in a bluish-white swirl of light. For the first few moments, all you hear is the whispering in a language you don't understand, as multiple spirits pass around and even through you. And then you just feel this brilliant blue-white light. I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw, or sorry, a will saving throw for me, please.
$14 on the die for a total of 24.
I'm going to describe some of what you see, and you tell me how it is you are able to not be overcome by fear.
Yes.
As you don't know how much time is passing, as this light does not seem to grow brighter or dimmer. It just is. And then, if you've ever been in, and I know we live in the same state, we're subject to the same kinds of weather. A lot of people can empathize with this, I guess, but I know for a fact that you know this feeling of being completely shrouded in a fog. You lose all sense of direction. Everything becomes this same indistinct gray-white, in this case this blue-white light. And depending on the thickness of the fog, sometimes it can be difficult to tell from where sounds originate. And you're experiencing this. Suddenly you'll hear a sound just off to your left. And it's a simple sound. At first, the sounds are the scrape of the wooden chair against the rough wooden floor of yours and Clarissa's first apartment. The clinking of glasses against one another and earthenware as Clarissa cleans dishes. Silence punctuated by a sudden cry in the night as the baby Lyra calls out, hungry or needing a change. And you realize as these memories persist, drifting into fragments of arguments pieces of words that were hurled in anger at one another, things that were said that can't be taken back, reverberating in your memory and in this dreamscape. Throughout all of this, there's a constant I don't know if you can hear that. The audience can hear it. I wish I could make it stop eating. It is the sound of hoof prints.
Uh-oh.
Galloping. And it seems to move in around you, panning, but getting closer. And every once in a while you swear you see a dark shadow through the fog, through the light, and then surrounded in a halo of angry yellow and orange flame. And then it takes a sudden turn as you hear that sudden exhalation of equine breath over your shoulder. You hear a sudden sharp cry of "Dad!" as Lyra calls out. You hear Clarissa calling out, "Icselo! Icselo!" And then, "Lyra! Lyra!" And then you hear the sounds of the town watch alarm. The bells stationed around town start ringing. First one, and then another, and another, until all over Sandpoint, these are ringing, combined with the sounds of Clarissa calling for you, then calling for Lyra, Lyra calling for you, the constant galloping of the horse. And then you begin to hear the screams of the citizens of Sandpoint. And this continues for, it could be moments, it could be hours. How are you dealing with this, and how are you not being overcome by the fear?
As much as I would like to say that Lyra gets her stubbornness from her mother, that's probably just simply not the case. I think as time passes, there is a shift in the perspective we see of Ixelo's face. Ixelo is not a good person that does bad things occasionally. He is a bad person that tries really hard to be good. And if this ambition is to take that away from him, it's just I feel like there's maybe more of like a predatory, like steely-eyed look to him. And he made an oath to Syl that he would kill this creature. And in this moment, I have my own oaths. Like, the heels cannot be more dug in.
I'm going to give you a +2 circumstance bonus as you roll me a perception check and attempt to see through this oppressive light/fog.
$19 on the die, +2 for a total of 31.
You, with your resilience, you begin to move through. You don't hear or feel your feet taking steps. You just sort of will yourself forward and you move. until you reach a point where it feels like the light thins a bit, and you see coming into sharper relief the orange flames of a burning fire. It seems impossibly large. You press closer until you reach a point where you cannot press any further. You sense something stopping you. It feels like glass. But there's something that almost seems to burn and repel you from moving further. Make me an intelligence check, straight up.
There's no modifier on that. Ooh. I got a natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
let's go.
2 words come to your mind. Cold iron. That's what's stopping you. But the light of the fire, you can start to see in more clarity, and you see a scene that seems both strange and impossible, but at the same time familiar. You see the room where all of the goblins gathered after you slaughtered the devil's disciples. But everything seems too big, and it's sort of swaying. And suddenly you see a massive door, so massive you can see the wood grain of it. Massive wooden door is pulled closed on that scene. And then you feel the sensation of moving through a space, and then there's a loud and suddenly the impossibly large, so big it fills the entirety of your vision. You see Menargle's face peering slightly distorted at you. You are an incorporeal speck between her eyes as she looks in and just says, "Don't worry, I will keep you safe. I would like from you..."
Jesus, I hate it. I hate it.
I would
Don't
like
worry,
you...
whatever happens, I'm gonna
Don't
reroll
worry,
it.
Thumbelina.
I'm going to give you an assignment as we move on to... who was next? Velynia?
Me.
So we move on to Velynia. Icselo, I want you to think about how you are, what you're going to do and what skill you're going to use to attempt to break out of this, whatever it is that Menargle seems to have you imprisoned in. So just think on that.
And your escape.
I could escape.
Velynia.
I want to break free. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
The shadows call to you. In this case, they're literally calling to you. You are so close. I can sense you. I smell the shadow clinging to you like a second skin, trained to disappear into darkness, trained to use the darkness as a weapon and a sanctuary. But you barely only scratched the surface of what the shadow can teach you. This comes to you, Velynia, as you awaken while everybody around you is asleep.
What? Oh. Yeah.
The
I'm
fire
confused.
flickers in the corner. The room is lit in stark shadows as Lumi, Natalin, and Millie are curled up on mats, and there's a couple candles that are lit up by the altar, throwing that that effigy of the Sandpoint Devil into stark relief of light and shadow.
Velynia kind of sits up, and I'm sure she's still pretty sore from all of the day's malarkey. And I think she just kind of like looks around and is kind of like almost like transfixed on that mural, whatever it is, of the Sandpoint Devil, and with all that the visions and stuff that she saw before Icselo vanished, it's kind of like she can't look away, like truly transfixed.
You watch as the shadows that are being cast in stark relief from the dancing flame of the fire and the candles that are nearby. Some of the shadows themselves, as they seem to flicker and waver, break away, galloping off. You just hear the faintest hoofprints. You see other shadows briefly taking familiar shapes. Children that you grew up with. Children that you first remember surviving as best they could in the situations that they were born into. Surviving as cut purses and sneak thieves. Suffering the blows of those who would act as parents, though many were orphans. You see depicted in shadows on the wall of this room the abuse, the broken bones, the mistreatment. You see as some of these shadows, very familiar to you, are taken away. They break off, and shadowy knives are placed in their hands. And those shadows stalk towards other shadows. And some of those shadows fall, turning into pools of liquid shadow that drip and run down the wall like blood. And all of these, as you watch them, you realize standing off to the left, flickering across the floor, is your own shadow, long from the low fire.
I think, can I add one
Yeah.
thing real quick? I think Velynia sees in this shadow's hand a dagger, and she looks down and she doesn't remember doing it, but her dagger is in her hand. It's just there. And she just kind of like looks back at her hands, puzzled with how this happened.
And as you're looking down at your hand, seeing the dagger in there, that's when you notice your shadow on the ground. Your shadow, too, has a dagger. And it's with this dagger that your shadow moves independently of you, making two quick cuts where your shadow feet connect to your own feet. Your shadow disconnects from you and moves across the floor to the door, where it moves up, and the shadow reaches over and unbars the door. And then points. And you hear, "I'm waiting to mentor you."
Oof.
And your shadow beckons you.
I kind of, again, Velynia doesn't really remember how it happened, but she just kind of like looks at this shadow and she's staring. She's like
all the
staring at
crossovers.
this, and all the crossovers all at once, all the time. Oops, all crossovers. She doesn't remember doing it, but she's standing up. Like she looks around at her compatriots and realizes that she's standing up. She doesn't remember standing up, but all of a sudden she just is. It's very dreamlike in that way. And I think with one, she looks around at everybody else sleeping, and kind of with one last glance, I think specifically at Lumi, Velynia follows this shadow. She's too curious to do otherwise.
You walk out into the chamber where the body of, I forgot his name, Gerlach, I think, the big ogre, lies. And as you step into this room, of course, through the open door, no shadow flickers on the ground, because your shadow now stands against the wall to the north, where one of the secret doors that Menargle opened is. And your shadow points further into the direction you had previously come from to the east and motions towards this open door. And you watch as several pieces of shadow break free from the greater darkness. It's moving across the ground, not too unlike the shadows of the children that you remember. Barely that tall. As they move into this secret door, and one of them stops and sort of rises up on the wall opposite the door, barely half the height of Velynia's shadow. And you see its head turn towards Velynia's shadow, and then turns towards Velynia, and makes just a motion with its head before it disappears around the door. And from inside that open door, you hear, "The shadows await." And what do you do?
I want to at least like shut the door behind me where my companions are.
Sure.
I don't want to I just want to shut it to I can't obviously bar it from the other side, but I just want to shut it quietly. And then I go. I would go to where the shadow beckons.
You step through into the secret tunnel, leaving the last of the light behind you. And you see a flicker out of the corner of your eye as your shadow comes around the corner and joins you in the darkness. And you hear the sound of the stone secret door closing. Natalin.
Okay. Okay! I guess I didn't think anything good would happen. So, okay, fine, we're good. Okay, it's alright. It's fine.
Natalin. You are 27 years old. You are an adventurer. By choice or by circumstance. Well, I think you question that sometimes, whether you made this choice or it just happened to you. Finding yourself delving into dungeons deep and secret places with a misfit group of individuals that you've known for various lengths of time. You questioned your own place in all of this. You think back on across your memories from the last 22 years, remembering the rain when you were 5 years old, standing at your father's grave. You remember cowering in the cellar with your mother when you were 10. You remember almost dying when you were 14. You remember saying goodbye to your best friend in the world, Tamiko, when you were 16. You remember saying goodbye to your mother when you were 20. Learning that she exchanged her life for yours. You remember that from your earliest memories, death has always been a part of your life. You open your eyes. You see in the firelight Lumi, Velynia, and Millie asleep on various cushions in various places around the room. Over in the corner, you see Icselo in the corner with his back against the wall, half sitting up, head down on his chest, asleep. You look over towards the altar. Also with his back against the altar, you see Moaki. As the light dances, you hear drip, drip, drip at your feet. Looking down, you see blood pooling at your feet, dripping from a long curved blade that you hold in your hand.
Oh, they're not sleeping. Oh my god.
Natalin,
Oh god.
what do you do as you look around the room and you realize that all of your companions that you see sleeping are all lying not in pools of shadow, but in pools of blood?
Oh.
I look down at my hands probably immediately. I think that's the first thing I would be doing.
I'm going to phrase this in a way that doesn't sound bad, but also sounds bad.
I feel like you're already walking in a minefield there. Bud.
Well, there's different kinds of bad. Given Natalin's nature, it's hard to say it without it sounding... the weather, the tempest, has always been a part of your being. You carry the sea with you, you could say. That ocean spray of the waves crashing against the rocks. You're used to that feeling like you are sailing on the bow of a ship or standing on the beach. But what you feel now feels heavier and thicker than water. As you look down at your hands, your arms up to the elbow, most of the front of your clothing is wet with warm, dripping blood.
And you said I was holding?
You're holding a long curved blade.
I think immediately, like, I would be dropping the blade, and I would be running to I think she'd be running to Icselo's body first.
Icselo's throat is slit. Blood stains the
Aw, I
front of his
ship it.
armor.
Oh, uh-oh.
She'd then go, starting from the going around clockwise to all of the bodies.
Velynia.
With each one, her panic would probably be increasing.
Velynia has her own shadow blade driven into the base of her skull. Millie's eyes are wide. Multiple stab wounds. Red marks of strangulation around her neck. Lumi lies motionless, clutching at her belly. Her inside spilling onto the floor. Moaki, when you go to check him, his head falls into his lap.
Oh, fuck.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. We're dipping into Call of Cthulhu here. Love it. Love it. Haven't played
Wi-
COC
Will?
in a minute.
Sorry, yes, Will.
Takes some effort.
I'm like,
because it was
Will,
tough.
my name's Jake.
Don't call me
Third.
Will.
30.
Ooh, there you go.
You're holding it together by a thread. Something is giving you the strength to not completely collapse at what you are witnessing right now. What is it?
At this moment, Natalin is fighting with herself, fighting with, or just like, they're dead. Did she do it? And she's looking at the blade that she was recently holding, and she is thinking in her mind, like, she just can't go on. If she did this, this is the end. And I think it's that moment when she just kind of hears maybe an inner voice, a sound, a calming woman's voice saying, "Not all is what it appears to be." And I think it's that moment when she realizes that, wait a second, why is Icselo here? Why is Moaki here?
Mm.
And that's what stops her from falling into this pit of overwhelming despair.
As you make these realizations, the image of Moaki dissipates into not shadow, but smoke, as the illusion seems to burn away rapidly. At the edges, you see that flame, and then there's a puff of smoke. And you see Icselo do the same. And then you see Lumi, Velynia, and Millie also disappearing. For a moment, as you stand alone in this room, you see the mark of what happened. The pools of blood where their bodies lay. And then that too turns to flame. And then all around you, at the edges of your vision, you see that flame creeping in, like the edges of a picture being set ablaze, closing in and surrounding you until all you can see is through this narrow view of flame and smoke, and you blink involuntarily against the encroaching smoke. And as you do, you see the flames filling your vision. You hear the sudden snap of a too dry piece of wood cracking, popping, as you wake up, staring into the fire in the corner of the room. A quick look around the room, and you see Lumi. You see Millie. And you see Velynia, all sound asleep. Your rest is over. It has been 8 hours. You are the first to awaken, Natalin.
I think after what she has just seen, she's going to go over to Lumi, where Lumi is hopefully sleeping, and just check, make sure.
Make sure her insides
What
are on
was
the inside.
what was it you said? You said previously, Violet. The how did you describe that? Something for sleeping. You used a word that was
Honk Shu Mimi.
honk shoo me me me. Yeah, that's you get the honk shoo me 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 very softly as you walk very quietly over. Of course, we have no idea for sure what time of day it is. You're deep underground. Canonically, we know, thanks to Tamiko's, I almost said aggressive, but I think that's the right word to use, aggressive note-taking,
Yes.
that it would be around 4 a.m.
Oof.
But you notice the very still form until you get closer, and then you just hear that very subtle breathing, and you realize you hear the soft breathing of the others in the room as well.
I think hearing that, Natalin would gently reach out and just kind of, like you would smooth a child's hair, like from their eyes. I know Lumi doesn't have the hair, but it's like she does that motion, just kind of across the Lumi's crown, mostly to quell her own emotions at this moment, that everything is fine, to ground herself in this reality. And then I think she does not want to wake the others at this point because she's still kind of raw inside. I think she'd go back to where the fire is and just start to go through her kata, trying to meditate a little bit, trying to refocus and ground herself, to forget the dream, the nightmare, really.
Velynia,
Mm-hmm.
I imagine you're probably the first to awaken, hearing motion. You know that feeling when when you've fallen asleep with a group of people, whether you're camping or whatever the situation may be, but you start to hear whoever that early riser is. They're trying to be quiet,
Around and...
but they're making subtle noises. And after a good long, Tamiko, you're right. I gave you guys 12 hours for some reason. It's midnight. But that sense of, the presence, you've gotten a good rest, and you're just naturally waking up and you hear somebody moving around. And for you, Velynia, it's a little disorienting because a moment ago you had just walked through the secret tunnel, stepping into shadow, following a beckoning set of shadows and a voice. And as you come to and you hear this movement, very faintly, the last traces of the dream remaining, you hear, "Find me."
And I think Velynia, like, her eyes just open at that, and she just kind of like, she's been laying on her side, and she just sort of like rolls onto her back and is just kind of staring. And I think she kind of like is like, Natalin, you would just see her kind of like watching you kind of absent-mindedly to your kata. As she kind of like wakes up slowly. Kind of remembering this dream and wondering how much of it like was a dream, or if any of it was real, or what's going on.
Icselo, what are you doing? How are you thinking about trying to break out of this thing?
Sheer force of will. I think skill-wise, I would like to use intimidation. I think without realizing it, I'm kind of manifesting some of these features of the demon that I'm supposed to be the vessel of, and I more or less am trying to force my way out.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to have you... Just checking something here. I will have you make a will save. Do I want to have you make a will save? Here's what I want to know.
Jake looks something up and makes a decision. Never mind.
No,
Fuck.
go ahead.
While Jake looks something up and makes a decision, why don't you check us out on redbubble.com. At redbubble.com, we got all kinds of great merch like the one I'm wearing and all kinds of other stuff. You can get our logos on t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs, stickers, pillows, postcards, puzzles, and all kinds of other cool things. There's almost always a deal at redbubble.com, especially if it's your first time shopping with them. So why don't you check us out today at redbubble.com. Just search Mini Terrain Domain.
I was going to have you make a will save, but I think I want you to make intimidation. And it's going to be versus... I'm not going to tell you the DC, but I know what it's versing. So make an intimidation save, and I'm going to give you a +2 circumstance bonus for the manifestation of utilizing the manifestations as you are.
All right, folks, what do you think? I rolled a 12, so my total is 26. Do I keep the 12 or do I re-roll it?
Reroll it, dude. We got 80. We got 80 domains.
But I could get lower.
But then you could use another one.
That's always possible. It's up to you.
I have always told you when you are on the verge of spending dice, whether or not you need to, don't spend any dice. I'm not going to make you waste
Cool.
dice.
Thanks, buddy.
I just wanted to hear you guys sound it out for a minute and see how paranoid you were. But actually, a 26 does beat the DC.
Good change.
And I'm going to give you narrative control. I'm going to tell you what's happening, though I suspect you mostly figured it out. But you are back in that small room, Menargle's chamber. And Menargle had captured your spirit in a ghost lantern. And you have managed to break free of this ghost lantern. Mostly intact. I want you to describe what this looks like and how you break free, and then I'll explain the mostly intact part.
So, I think, like, it was, like, loosely described that, like, I was moving forward as a force of will, and I think at the time the perspective was very first person, but now we're seeing it, like, as it was, and it's very much like a mountain cat just kind of loping through the mist here, very like low to the ground, stalking shoulders. And there's also like a bestial shadow, flames that flicker here and there that all kind of coalesce behind him as well. And as he gets to the edge, I think he's his most self. And I think the glass cracks. I don't really know if it would be like a Terminator kind of like dun, 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 dun. There I am.
Awesome.
I think it's more like the T2, but instead of liquid metal, it's spirit coalescing into physical form. And almost like a heavy vapor from like dry ice, this spirit essence and this fog spills out of this broken lantern, flowing across the tabletop and down to the floor, and begins to rising up. Before we went live, I said that I had grabbed a special die. I am going to roll this die now.
I know this die. I think I know this die.
What is it? What is it? Tamiko!
Would you like me to, without knowing the result, would you like me to stay with what I rolled? I'll give you one opportunity. I can re-roll it.
No.
I'm not even yet telling you what it represents.
Oh my god, the ultimate game.
Ah, dude, dice tell a story. Pulled a fucking trigger, dude.
All right.
Fucking send. Full send.
It could have been, I wouldn't even want to say worse. It just would have been different. So, as you coalesce and you feel yourself reconstituting, I guess, rejoining the corporeal world, your right arm does not reform. It's there,
Oh, yeah, dude.
but you now have a spirit arm.
Cool. Ghost hand.
I think it's even the same hand, isn't it? Didn't Coop lose
Yep.
the right hand?
Hand buddies.
So this is the entire
We go to high five, and there's just like,
this is the entire right arm. Your right arm is spectral.
Oh god.
that is unfortunate.
It's too bad. 'Cause
For
it's a
those of
little
you who don't
right-handed.
watch the Kids on Bikes campaign, Jake has a body part die.
Yeah, sorry. This is a D12 that has like, left leg, right leg, left arm, left hand, right hand. I think
And it's clearly weighted to right arm.
head. That one would have been interesting.
Ghost head.
Ghost head.
I don't know what
me Ghost head.
I don't know
but
what
you
I
can't
would
guess
have
why.
done if stomach had come up, but
Oh,
also it's noteworthy that one of these is full body.
Well, that hold on. That wasn't. Never mind. Go. Just. Keep
I mean,
going.
that's a thing.
ghost body.
Keep going. I'm just a ghost. It's fine.
So,
I'm not. Sorry.
Or you're just clear.
So you've reformed mostly intact in front of Menargle, who has sort of thrown herself back against her own bed, sort of scrambling up and into the corner as she's waiting to see what's happening, and watching as you are reforming.
After reforming, I don't want to break face at all because I'm pissed. Can I do anything with my arm, or does it like go through things?
You can certainly try.
I guess I would quickly make that assessment by like trying to touch something.
What are you trying to touch?
What's in this room? I will go to pick up the lantern that I assume is now broken.
All of the glass is broken out of this lantern. It's interesting that you should try to touch the lantern with your spectral hand, because you immediately feel as though you've grabbed a white hot iron. Like as if a skillet had been on the stove all day and you just grabbed hold of it. The cold iron burns you in your spectral hand.
I look up to Menargle. What do I say? What do I say to Menargle? I say... This is the second time I have woke up somehow in your clutches. In life, we are not given trust, we are given opportunity to earn trust. Tell me right now why I shouldn't kill you for real this time.
Yes.
It is very... You are the chosen emissary of the devil, the Sandpoint devil. I knew it. To live at your whim would be an honor, and I would be your servant. But to die at your hand would be the greatest privilege. And she stands on her bed and then drops to her knees, her arms spread wide, and she just stands there waiting for your judgment.
Do you fear me?
I do, but it is an awesome fear.
And I shall let you live until you feel what it really means to be afraid of me. I'm gonna walk away.
Oh, what a fucking
That's
metal
metal
thing
as
to say,
fuck.
bro. Yeah.
All right.
That was awesome.
You walk through the door and into a room where
All the goblin homies are at. What's up, fellas?
all the goblins are there.
It's like C-3PO. and
But
the
a couple
Ewoks.
of them most of them are asleep. Some of them have gone into those back rooms out of sight. A couple of them are awake and cooking something over the fire. Given that there are still piles of disciple bodies in here, maybe best not to question what they're cooking. And for a moment, you see, as you walk out of Menargle's room, they start, and one of them like reaches for their dog slicer, and the other one immediately reaches out and grabs that goblin's hand, and they just stare at you, watching what you're going to do next. And as you stand there for a moment, mixing with the smell of the tinge of blood in the air and the just beginning to well, I guess it's probably been only a few hours, 8+ hours, but the pile of bodies is ripe. The goblins are ripe, but there's the fresh scent of piss as both goblins piss themselves.
Wow. Understandably.
It smells like the cells on a Sunday morning. I'm gonna leave.
All right.
I'm gonna return to the. I mean, I literally the last thing I was doing was I like ran down this hallway to fight something for 1 second. We investigated the thing. I'm gone. I'm back in this room. I'm having a nightmare of a time right now. If I wake up in this room again, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna run back to where we were.
Okay. Lumi. You awaken from, for you, in that moment where the world ended. So I don't know if that's going to turn into a sudden startled awakening or the gentle transition. I'll let you take the narrative of how you awaken to find Natalin, exercising and everybody else. So.
She mumbles at you. In the morning already? The weirdest dream.
I think Velynia sits up and is like, "You did? What was it about?"
I remember the sky and the sun, and then it went dark. And then I was in a town, but it was like an ancient city. I remember the tower. I think I dreamt of what's ancient Thassalon would have been like. And when the sky fell, the earth fall. I dreamt of earth fall.
Well, I was expecting some silly little adventure around town.
And
That's heavy.
I dreamt of the pit, and there was a piece of the sky that broke, that landed here in the pit with us. Well, it must be my sleep deprived brain trying to make sense of all the things that we've came up with so far.
And
something
I think-
doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry. I think Velynia is just like sharpening her blade, and she's like, ironically, I too dreamt of the pit. And being that we have absolutely no leads on where to look for Icselo, I do have a lead. A hunch more.
I
of where we
also
need
have
to
a
go
bit of a
next.
hunch of where we need to go next.
Where is your hunch leading us?
I want to. That. Well, someplace deeper in here is a piece of sky metal that. Well, I dreamt of it. I don't think it's real, but it'd be nice to kind of cross it off the list of hunches, you know?
It didn't happen to be down that secret tunnel, did it?
Well, maybe. I don't really know if I can say for sure. Already what I remember, my dream is just kind of like slipping through my fingers like water in a net.
So much chatter.
I'm also really hungry. And she like rummages, she like reaches over and tries to rummage through her bag and realizes that
Oh,
she
don't worry.
already ate so much of her food not last night, before going to bed.
There's some food in Millie's pack. You know me. I always
And she's
pack
like
more than we need.
she's like picking through, and like there's obviously like a lot of rations in her bag, but it's like the stuff that she's left for last. She didn't like it very much.
I love that like Lumi packed very little in the way of practical supplies, but she just has fucking food for days. Like she's ready to go.
She may be small, but she has the appetite.
Oh yeah. Got a metabolism like a hummingbird. Like, well, when everybody gets up and around and fed, I have an idea of where I would like to go next.
Sounds good with me.
Yeah.
Oh, I noticed. Are you still feeling all right? I noticed that you still got a lot of damages to your hit points. I can take a look.
Well, you know, if I had to put a number on it, I'd say I'm up about 55 out of 86. That's how.
Yeah, I can look into that if you want.
That would be terrific, Lumi. Thank you.
And Lumi will check Velynia's old bandages and this wasn't quite healing right.
And while Lumi is checking her out, Velynia does look over at Natalin. Is she still kata-ing or is she just sitting quietly?
She's still kata-ing, and I think if you had actually looked at her at any point during the conversation, there was a moment, probably shortly after Lumi woke up and you guys were speaking about dreams, that it looked like Natalin might have stumbled slightly in her routine before continuing on. And
I think Velynia would be kind of just glancing over that way as we're kind of conversing. And she doesn't want to interrupt, but she will wait for you to go ahead and finish before she talks to you.
I think as Lumi's working on your your bandages and redressing your wounds, etc., I think it becomes obvious to you that Natalin is
faking it,
stalling. I guess
oh
she is not ending. She does not want to talk to anybody at this moment. So you can, yeah.
Can I make a perception check? Velynia notices everything. Does Velynia notice that this is not part of the set routine that Natalin does a gajillion times a day? Or can I just know?
I think it's probably still part of what she does. It's just, from what you've already seen, like since you've been awake.
She's already done this?
She's going a lot longer than she normally would. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to make a roll for that. That's sort of observation and interpretation in this case.
And I think yeah, when Velynia is talking about as soon as we get all packed up and re-healed and fed, and as soon as Natalin stops faking her kata, we can hit the road. And I'm just kind of looking over at you with a little smirk on my face.
I think there's another guy a little bit stumble, and she continues.
You're not fooling anyone, you know.
I don't know if
and
you
then I noticed that Natalin seems bothered, and so I think Velynia's smirk kind of fades, and she doesn't pester Natalin anymore.
I don't remember. Did you guys already apply your rest healing at the end of last session?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
we did.
And then Baron, I don't know if you saw my note, but whenever appropriate, Icselo would arrive during them waking up to find the door barred, or the bar doored, which I almost said.
If the barred door is barred, you would hear a knock. Can you let me in? If you're in there, it's Icselo.
My eyes get wide, and I think Velynia's first instinct, she goes, "Prove it."
didn't I already prove this the last time? I don't know.
What's your daughter's name?
Lyra.
What's your wife's name?
I don't have a wife. She's my ex-wife.
It's
Her
him.
name's Clarissa.
And I think maybe right then is when Lumi kind of like ties up the last of the bandages, and I think Velynia would go, and she's got her hand on her dagger just in case. But
Yeah,
she doesn't.
And I think that the knock on the door and that conversation is what actually stops Natalin from continuing on with Kata. And I think she moves towards the door with you, except that, coming from a different direction. So maybe arrives at the same time, and then she just kind of looks at you and looks down and then steps back.
And
Who's opening the door for me?
me.
I attack. I'm kidding.
Ah!
When you open the door, you would see Icselo like significantly turn to one side to kind of like try and shield Ghost Arm initially.
Great.
Why do you guys keep leaving me with Monargle?
We didn't leave you. You disappeared.
A likely story. Let me in, please.
Yeah. I have opened the door by now, and like.
And I would
I'm
come
like,
inside and make myself comfortable, I guess. I'm sure at that point you guys would see my ghost arm.
Yeah. Oh, we're just happy to have you back, Icselo. Oh, gods! What the fuck happened to your arm?
I don't know.
That's
That's why I would like you guys to stop leaving me with Monargle.
We didn't leave you. What, Natalin?
I think, like, without even saying anything, while you two are talking, she's just going to reach out and touch Icselo. We're going to try a spell we got here. It's called Cleanse Affliction. I have no idea if this is going to work. Cleanse Affliction.
God, dude, I knew at some point in this campaign, spell guinea pig.
Yes.
Spell guinea pig.
Come over here.
I'm going to pick
Let me try something.
curse. I'm going to try to remove a curse from him. Basically says if it had advanced past stage 1, reduce the stage by 1.
Nice.
And this is not a heightened spell, so it's just spell rank 2. So, we're gonna go back. So I only have.
You guys have as much time as you want. You just spent 8 hours, so if you want to spend additional time doing healing, just... I mean, at this point, we're looking at, it's about 12:30 in the morning now.
Yeah.
But
not that any of us
What
know.
even is time right now?
right,
We're just well rested.
Natalin, you've cast the spell before. There's an expectation of how the spell.
This is a new spell for me. Sorry.
Okay, you've seen this spell cast then.
Yeah.
There's an expectation of how the magic of this spell should work. At the very least, you would expect Icselo's arm to become corporeal. But absolutely nothing happens.
So I think, Icselo, you'd feel
Nothing.
yeah, it's almost like you feel that warmth that once before that she had cast on you a different spell. So you kind of feel that warmth, but it's like almost immediately just extinguished, and so like there's just nothing that happens. And she just looks at, she's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what I don't know what's causing that, and I can't do anything about it. Does it hurt?
Can't feel it at all.
Actually, you can.
Ah!
Oh Jesus! Oh God! It feels weird. It feels tingly, like
I
when
think-
you fall asleep on your arm.
As
Oh,
you
God, that's even
as you
worse.
think about
Just
it,
cut it off.
oh yeah, it's just constantly pins and
That's
needles.
Always,
terrible.
like static arm.
Oh God.
As you say, I
That's
can't
new.
feel it at all. You realize you sort of can. If you think about it, you can actually feel it as if it were there.
You look
is that
over
your
and you
s-
see Velynia doing this in and out of your bicep.
I think at a certain point, Velynia, your arm actually,
Oh.
uh,
No.
I need, I need,
My arm falls off.
Shit! Sorry.
What do you know? What have you done?
Damn it! What did you do?
I'm trying to find the,
Oh my
I
God.
need, what is your level again? You guys are 6 or 7.
We are 6.
6.
My offline game, the players are level 7, and I asked the same question last night, and I got the same answer. What is your unarmed attack, Baron?
Unarmed? No.
Ayo!
I didn't even think of the
Stop.
unarmed.
He's literally unarmed, dude. It's too soon.
How do I do unarmed?
I think it's called fist. At least that's what on my.
I tried hard
Weapons.
not to say you're
Wow.
used to being wet all the time, and now you want me to say what's your fisting damage?
Yep.
A
Wow.
D4 plus 4.
A D4 plus 4.
Yep.
Roll a D4 and add 4 to it.
Fucking lucky. 5.
Velynia,
Yes.
you are sapped of 5 hit points when you pass your hand through Icselo's arm.
Oh.
Hold on.
You,
Does his-
Icselo, gain 5 hit points.
I have vampire arm?
Oh my God.
I'll never be
So-
able to touch my daughter again.
You
Oh
have
God, you're like Rogue.
Ah!
You just
So-
need really thick gloves.
it's not as bad as it seems. Oh wait. Sorry. I apologize. You do not lose the hit points, Velynia.
Oh, thank God.
Sorry, I messed this up. You have. I looked it up. I had it on standby, and I still got it wrong. You are drained 1.
I am drained 1.
Yes,
Ooh.
That's what she said.
for the day.
Ooh. No.
And
Does it look like his arm reconstitutes any bit at all?
you, Icselo, when this happens, you actually gain HP equal to half your level.
Oh.
You have an ability called Draining Touch now.
Oh, good.
That it
That's
is
what
a
Clarissa said.
it is a 2-action action. With a touch, you attempt to drain a living creature's life force. You make a ghostly hand strike but deal no damage on a hit. Instead, your target becomes drained 1 for 1 day, and you gain hit points equal to half your own level. So in this case, if you needed them, you would gain 3 HP. You are also going to get... I'll have to work this out. I'll give you the information. Because you will also have the... I just had it here. Where did it go? You'll have the ghostly hand strike, which is that you can make an unarmed attack, and my lord. Oh, here we go. I think this is what I want. Yes, so you would do, with that, you would do void damage to a target. It counts as a melee strike, so you'll have your usual melee bonuses, but you will actually deal I'll just say it right now, but I'll get this information to you. It looks like it's 2d8 plus something void damage to creatures. So yeah, with that, in for all intents and purposes right now, I'm not saying definitively as the game master that this is permanent, but this seems like a permanent condition. There are probably higher level magics that could take care of this for you, but essentially, as you are feeling it, you realize that when you think about it, you can make that hand feel corporeal. So for all intents and purposes, you can use your phantom limb as a normal hand, doing normal hand stuff with it, using weapons, shields, whatever, manipulating
Any
objects,
job, really.
any hand job you can do, but
Congratulations.
at will you can also make it spectral, which means what it means. So
Velynia like staggers backwards like a step and looks like dizzy, and it's like nobody
What's wrong?
touch ghost on here. Whoa.
I would find a wall and kind of like put my back to it and slide down.
I think the wall you find and slump down against is exactly where, Natalin, you saw Icselo slumped against the wall in your dream.
Oh, that's perfect.
I think
Little
Natalin's face
PTSD.
goes ghost white as it looks like. Yeah, she sees that. Her face just goes pale, almost like she's gonna potentially pass out or whatever, before she quickly turns and looks somewhere else, anywhere else. Maybe Millie, who's digging through her backpack, finding us all food and getting it ready, and will go to help her. Anything to not see what's going on anymore.
I noticed that
Ix-
Natalin seems to be having a hard time, and I just make a mental note. Sorry, go ahead.
Now I was gonna
Rock
say
over.
Icselo puts his head like in his hands and it like mimicry of how he was slumped over before.
Good.
Millie's pulling the last of the stuff out of her backpack. And she pulls out a flask, unscrews it, takes a huge swig, looks over at you, Natalin, passes it to you.
Aw.
I think Natalin just kind of looks at you, looks at the flask, looks back at you, looks back at the flask, and then sheepishly takes it from your hand, sniffs it, and then takes a big swig.
I would like to go over and sit with Icselo and ask him a question. I think Velynia comes over to you, Icselo, and it does seem like you're just trying to freaking decompress a little bit, but she doesn't mind bothering you.
Right.
And she would just like sit down, kind of like crisscross applesauce right in front of you, and just say, "What's the last thing you remember before being with Monogl again?"
We were clearing a room. Done it a couple times now.
Do you remember what was in the room?
A rock with something inside it.
Yes. And the somethings started to escape. Do you remember that?
I remember something before that. A lot of
Yes?
things. I don't remember them all. I don't really remember much after that.
Were... And I kind of like look over my shoulder at the others, and I'm like, were you shown any visions of terrible things besetting Sandpoint?
Looking up from where his head was in his hand, like underneath like the loose hair that's hanging in front of his face. Yes.
So did I. And I can't stop seeing them. It's one after another, like some terrible chapter play.
I don't know what they mean.
Nor do I. But I tried to explain what I saw to the others, and I gave them the very sanitized version. I don't know if I could express the horror if I tried.
What do you think that was?
My gut tells me that it was the future, but I don't want to believe my gut. Perhaps a possible future, or an omen or a portent. I don't know.
You know, I don't know a great many things. And like he kind of lounges further down into like the wall that he's leaned against. But that cannot happen.
No. We have to keep it from happening. Maybe that's why we were shown this. So we can plan.
Maybe. Did you have a plan?
I kind of like shake my head and I kind of have like a wry smile, like a sad smile. I'm like, not even close. I suppose handle things as they happen, cross the bridges as we come to them.
That is the most heroic plan I've ever heard.
Shut the fuck up, Icselo. And I stand up and I kind of like harumph over to the fire where...
Before you
there's-
leave,
yeah.
he would stop you. I'm sorry for what I said to you in Natalin's room. It was unnecessary.
And I think Velynia would just kind of nod, accepting your apology, but she would, as she's kind of standing up, she would just kind of like get close to you and be like, I think it's what I needed to hear. And then she goes over to where the food is happening and leaves you to decompress.
You're not even all the way over there. You're still walking when a flask flies through the air towards you.
Thank you. And I take a sip. God bless Millie, man. she knows what everybody needs.
Lumi.
And I kind of look around. Does anybody know what time it is? I think we just sort of chat.
Lumi, make me a perception check. And I would like you to do so with a +4 circumstance bonus.
I'm just bandaging away. I get a natural 20.
I see that.
Oh, yeah.
Critical success for a total of 35.
You brought something from the dream into the real world with you. An ability. At least for now. Maybe it's a lingering after effect of that moment in the dream as you watched the great star fall towards Golarion. You, in that moment, could sense the location of all of the star metal, all of the sky metal around the world. It wasn't just this inherent knowledge of where it was. You realized that this star stuff, sky metal, not necessarily the same thing, but parts of the same, has an inherent smell to it.
Mm.
And you suddenly realize, you understand what it was the Shantak was talking about when it said it could smell off to the east. In fact, it smells even stronger than you would expect in this room. You know how sometimes if you sit around a campfire, your clothes carry with them, often for days afterwards, until you won't wash them, that scent of campfire, the burning wood, the smoke, if you were cooking hot dogs or something over the fire, all of those scents seem to cling to your clothing and your hair. The smell of this star metal, the star stuff, is clinging to Icselo.
I think, yeah, like after she's finished like tying up her bandages and replacing the ones, she's like catches a whiff of something and begins like wandering about the room, try to like find the source of the smell. And Icselo, you'd see that Lumi's like come up to you, like to your, like beside you, like to your right or something.
No.
She's like, Icselo, you smell weird.
Well, Lumi, that's kind of rude.
I had to smell in my dream.
I don't follow.
I don't either. Just lift up your arms.
I would humor you.
And like, yeah, just sniff around and like, you know, the torso, the chest, the armpits, you know, just like, what is it that's smelling like this?
I think because you rolled so incredibly high with that, you realize that the scent is clinging as a lingering scent to Icselo. But you also smell it coming through the door. The source of origin of this smell is somewhere to the east. Just like the Shantak said.
It's not just you. Do any of you smell them?
I kind of smell the food I'm eating, and I'm like, and I look over at Millie, and I'm like, how long has this been in your pack?
It's fine. I just put it in before we left town.
See, Lumi, it's fine.
She starts sniffing it.
No, it's not that. It's like you know that tang of copper?
Oh, all the blood.
Like blood?
No,
Yeah, like everywhere?
It's like metallic and a little earthy and
You are describing blood.
it's not. I can't put it into
different.
words.
Well, where are you smelling this smell? Does Icselo
Well-
smell like blood? Or earth, or whatever you're saying?
Yeah, he does all over, and there's more of it coming from this way. Do you remember what that creature, that monster said? The Shantak?
Oh, dear, we
I guess you
couldn't
know.
understand him.
But that's right. I'm sorry. It was speaking about the smell that it was something. It was what did it call it? It was like the first star, I think, the first something, and that's what I was trying to go find, and that's where the spiders were, and we had to go retreat to here. And I think I can smell it now. But why do you smell like it? Where were you again?
I was in Monogle's room.
Does her room smell like it too?
I will say I'm reluctant to go back in there, but we can.
Icselo had some sort of a supernatural experience. He disappeared. So maybe perhaps he went to another plane, or some sort of interdimensional travel. Maybe that's why he smells different.
I want to go try to find this thing.
Velynia sighs and eats whatever is left of her fucking, I don't know, beans. What are we eating? Describe it, Millie. Describe what campfire meal, what delightful campfire cookery we have here.
Campfire cookery. Oh no, Millie pulled out some. Millie pulled
Weenies?
out some fucking some parchment wrap Pop-Tarts.
Oh, fuck yes, dude. That's amazing.
And
That's perfect.
pastries. Oh,
Velynia eats the last of her pastry and stands up and is like, I suppose I'm ready to go.
I think Natalin has been kind of picking at the pastry that she's had, maybe eaten about a quarter of it before. I think she just kind of leans over and gives the rest of it to Lumi. Natalin doesn't have the stomach for food at the moment.
Speaking of, why do we smell blood everywhere? It's weird. It's almost like everyone in this room got murdered at some point or something.
it's not blood.
Sorry, I thought that was Cari. What was that?
I just think
Oh my-
Velynia mumbled it to herself.
Yeah.
In my 35 perception, I overheard it.
Natalin going all pale because, she's hearing you mumble this under your breath.
Well, I'm ready to go. Everyone? What about you, old man? You had enough of a breather? And I look over at Icselo and I kind of kick him playfully on the boot.
I'll stand. I'm ready as I'll ever be. What is the plan?
Follow Lumi, I suppose. The bloodhound.
Follow Lumi's nose.
Wherever it goes. To the face.
It always
Wherever they grow.
And Lumi will start to open the door. And then she steps out. Oh, shit! I forgot Monarch. Do-do-do-do-do. Picks up Monarch from underneath one of the cushions that she's sleeping on. Do-do-do-do-do. And comes back.
Onward, girl. Get the scent. And I'm kind of giving you a hard time.
Bark, bark. Yeah. And Lumi will follow her nose, which, if I recall correctly,
Yes, it does lead to the east. However,
Is it to that fucking
Lumi, actually back up a little bit to the intersection. back into the main hallway. The smell is actually coming from
Northeast.
Scheiße.
make this work here. Whoa. Not what I meant to do.
Raggy.
It's coming from
Mm.
this way. However, as if you all are following Velynia as you go out into the hallway,
I'm so sorry. I'm not an owlbear rodeo.
that's fine.
Okay.
I'm just making a arrow.
Okay. Thank you.
As you step out into that next room, you see the secret door to the north. And any sense of darkness and shadow seems to be as if like watching water like trickle into the low spot. You're watching shadow trickle into this passage, and you hear that voice say, "Find me." And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, God damn it. Does everybody see that or just me?
Just
The
you.
shadow leaking. Okay.
Just you. So now you've got at least one of you that wants to go to the east and northeast, and one of you that may want to go north. You got to figure out what you're going to do, but
I want to go home.
That's not an option. None of
My
the
arm
above
is
is
gone. I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home?
not.
You excused.
so yeah. Icselo is has a phantom limb that can do some drain damage and can also do a ghostly touch attack. That I'm trying to figure right now. I'm trying to figure out how the damage is calculated, because I don't understand Pathfinder math for monster creation fully. So I'm just trying to figure out what the base damage is supposed to be, and then how you calculate your modifier. But essentially, for ease of understanding, as I said, this spectral arm, this phantom limb, is officially what it's called. You can choose to make it corporeal or incorporeal. You'll have to experiment with what that means. But you do have those two new abilities you can do with it. But otherwise, you can choose to wield it, or use it to function as a normal hand. So, and all of you just had a nice restful night with some lovely dreams, and
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
it's been a while since I've traumatized you with dreams. So,
Oh, yeah. I love dream trauma.
I'm just mad.
Yeah. Meh. Jacob, I have a question real quick. I did just log into Owlbear Rodeo. The black arrow, is that where I'm seeing the shadow suck?
yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
That should be... Yeah, that door is open.
Okay.
The secret door there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Lumi is dragging us towards blue arrow, yes?
whoops, I just closed it. Yeah, blue arrow is the scent of the final star, and black arrow is the call of the shadow. So,
Nope.
we'll figure out what all that means next week. In the meantime, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you if you are somebody that likes to lurk quietly in the background, or maybe you're watching on VOD with us later. We hope you enjoy our games as much as we enjoy playing them. Anybody else, hanging out in the chat? Of course, we always love seeing the chat. Reminder, if you're watching this before April 26th, that we have a special charity event taking place at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Legends of Eleonora Into the Shattered Garden. DM'd by Todd Stashwick, featuring Katie Sackhoff, Rekha Sharma, Taryn Killam, and Emily Swallow. And you could get a seat at that table by participating in our auction, although by the time you're watching this, that auction will probably have ended. That ends on April 16th at 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Current bid, $2,600. And there are 2 seats available. Otherwise, if you're watching with us live tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Sky Metal, Iron Gods. Tiny bit of crossover, huh?
Yeah. Love it. That was great. I love crossover.
So with that, of course, I want to say a huge thank you, as always, to all of these amazing players. And it is wonderful when we can get the whole gang together again.
Yay.
I probably won't turn you into a ghost or get you captured by Menargle again, although it is kind of funny that that's where you keep ending up. So I won't make any promises for future absences.
If it happens, I guess I can't really stop it. It's a bit now.
Yeah, no. Like, I like to imagine the next time it happens, like, oh, not again. And then there's a laugh track plays. Live studio audience.
Yeah.
Menargle.
You've been Menargle.
It's a spin.
Hands on hips.
It's a spin-off sitcom, Menargle and Icselo.
I hate it. I hate that.
And the end goes, Menargle. That's the end of the, yes, 100%.
And there's
It's
the
like Alf.
and there's the
like
wink with the little sparkle and the ding, and you just see one of her teeth with the hole through it and the whistle. Anyway, thank you as always to all of you, to Vi, Kaeryn, Tamiko, Cari, and Baron, without whom this would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to end the stream the same way we end every stream. You say it with me. Say it with me if you want. It's a